Welcome, everybody, to another XoneBros podcast, the best Xbox podcast out there at the moment. Might not be the best one tomorrow, but it's the best one today. How's everyone doing? Welcome.
Good, yeah.
Welcome.
Thanks, David, yeah.
Don't worry, if you have a bald wife, we won't make a joke. Will Smith, if you're listening, we won't be making jokes about your bald wife. We know that's off limits now. We don't want to get smacked like Chris Rock. How about that, though, huh?
That was funny.
Yeah.
Well, what's funny is
boosted their ratings.
I would not have. Yeah, speaking of that, I would not have even known the Oscars.
I didn't
were
know.
taking
I didn't
place
even know it was a
if
thing.
it wasn't for that.
If it wasn't for that, I didn't even know it was a thing. I think Chris Rock handled it superb.
Yeah, he did.
He was like, well, Will Smith just slapped the out of me. And I was like, well,
Let's go to commercial.
Let's go to commercials. Anyways, a big week in news here. Jordan the Man, actually, first of all, did you watch the second episode of Halo?
No, I'll watch it tonight.
Oh, that's what I was dying to ask you
Yeah,
about,
I know,
man.
I'll watch it
You've
tonight.
come unprepared.
Yeah, I'll tell you next week.
Okay. And we know McSpicy's boycotting it for the time being.
I'm not boycotting it. I'm not like doing a cancel culture thing or anything. It just doesn't appeal to me.
Okay, fair enough.
It just
I like saying you're boycotting it.
yeah. They marketed it as, we're going to change the story. We're really excited that our writers have never played the games. It's going to be awesome. And I'm like, no, it's not for me.
I mean, it's,
You know?
I wasn't. So I've heard certain people have gotten like press copies of episode 1 and 2, and from what I've heard, and again, this is just reviews. You know, reviews are subjective, right? So take it with a grain of salt. But from what I've heard, episode 2 just kind of
Tanks it?
just goes a different direction, I guess. So I haven't been like over. So anyway, I'll watch it this weekend. So it's not like, you know.
It's not on the priority.
What show was I there like every week? Lost and probably like Game of Thrones.
I mean, Lost did a good job of keeping you there every week, for sure. You want to know what show I watched this week, though? Jack Reacher.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you
Amazon one?
texted me and you're like,
Yeah.
this guy is...
Yeah.
You know how you read the books and you told me how he was?
Yeah.
That's how this guy is.
So there's a trailer for it, and in the trailer I was like, I don't know that this works, because I liked the Tom Cruise Jack Reacher, but I had never read the book, so I know they went a different direction. But it was I think Tom Cruise still did a good job with that different direction. But knowing how it was supposed to be, this new dude, yeah, he's like a giant Viking man who is incredibly good looking as well.
Yeah, well, that's Jack.
And
he's a big guy.
And he takes, in one episode, he takes a crowbar in the face. It doesn't faze him.
The crowbar bends.
Yeah, dude, he is. Yeah, you would like it, Spicy. It's much more true to the books.
That's good. That's a complaint I've had for years, which hopefully I don't go on.
It
a
actually
huge
makes me want to
tangent
read
right
the
now.
books. It's Lee Child, I think, that does the books. Makes me want to read those books.
Yeah. Well, I just have a problem with new writers standing on the shoulders of giants and taking a dump everywhere. That's what I have a problem with.
It's true. Deathlord Strong dropped a super chat. He says, to start the show off right, I'm dipping into my overtime pay jar. Keep up the great work, guys. By the way, Moon Knight is awesome, I think. Deathlord Strong, thank you very much for that super chat. My wife is watching Moon Knight. I've not yet seen it. Have you watched that, Jordan? That's that cool Marvel one?
No, I've not watched
It
it.
does look good. That one looks good. The one that is getting reamed right now is Morbius, though. That one is.
I had those comics. I had more.
Jared Leto?
Yeah.
I kind of feel for that guy, you know?
I think it's the race. Chat can correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, like, don't you, like, Jared Leto, I feel like, I mean, I've heard he's a method actor, which I find, that must be annoying to work with. But I get the idea behind method acting, right?
Well, I don't know. I actually don't know what. I've
so,
heard
like,
the term, but I don't know what it means.
Method
exactly.
acting
you
is
get into the character.
You
live it, right?
live you are
Okay.
the character, right?
Okay.
So I've heard.
So you're a crazy person.
When Jared Leto was playing the Joker, he's a method actor, so he was being the Joker.
around town.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it was, it's probably not the easy. Like if you're a coworker, it's probably not the easiest to work around. I know, like I think Meryl Streep does method acting. It's a common thing. Anyway, I get the idea of it, but I just feel like it might be hard to work with. But no, I feel like Jared Leto tries really hard, but he never really kind of reaps the reward. You know,
Sure.
Like he's always the guy that gets the right answer second. You know. I kind of feel bad for the guy.
That is funny. That's a good take. I like that. Takes with Jordan.
So anyway, no, I've not seen Morbius, but sounds like it's another Jared Leto movie.
Yeah. Psychotic agrees that Death Lord Strongen says Moon Knight was really good, and I'm going to see Morbius in a little bit. Yeah, Moonlight. I hear good things about Moon Knight. Sorry. I hear good things about Moon Knight. I've not yet seen Morbius, but isn't it I believe it's the lowest rated Rotten Tomatoes ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's something I've seen headline. Granted, that's me just reading headlines, so that could be incorrect. But I've seen funny tweets and memes about it as well. Like I saw someone post the picture of their car window broken into, and they were like, "Guys, this just happened. My car window got broken into. I had 2 Morbius tickets in. They left 2 more." They broke in and left 2 more.
That's funny.
Oh, so funny. We did get a question, though. Captain Obvious wrote into our mailbag. If you want to leave a question or comment for us, you can do so every single week over on youtube.com/XoneBros and hit that community page. YouTube is our new Patreon. So if you want to come and support the show, you want to be a member and get a sweet, sweet loyalty badge. We've got producer credits, which next week will be shown before the show. We will be, when you're waiting for the show to go live, all of our producers will be up and rolling, and you'll be sitting back to some of Spicy's sweet, sweet tunes. So if you'd like to support us, become a YouTube member over on YouTube and submit some questions. But Captain Obvious writes in and says he wants to know about the Will Smith slap and what it means for gaming.
What it means for gaming.
Yeah, what does it mean for gaming?
How do we answer that?
Let's start with Spicy. Spicy.
I have no idea.
I think
it gets it gets the attention of the meme world on something other than gaming. I guess it lets people.
I don't know. I have a prediction. I think
Okay.
we're going to see a lot more bald women inside of
gaming?
video games.
no, probably not. You know.
Oh, no?
You know, yeah, because that's.
No, but in a serious manner, it's
No,
okay.
no.
You just can't make fun of bald women, apparently.
Yeah.
It's just they're off limits, David.
They're off limits. Sorry.
Yeah.
But you can't put them in your game?
No, they're off limits.
Oh,
or else
damn.
Will slip Will
So
Smith
it will
will slap
affect
you.
So there will be no more bald women in gaming.
I think so.
I feel like
think-
it's always sci-fi
I think-
games, by the way, that have bald
I
women.
actually think it's going to go one step further. No more bald men either. I
Well,
think bald is just gone.
Bald is
Best
gone.
bald
I think-
woman in gaming is probably Jack from Mass Effect.
It's always sci-fi games that have.
Yeah.
It's never like a fantasy RPG. There's no bald women in The Witcher.
Really?
Can't think of any, can you? There's no bald women in Skyrim.
I think Will Smith.
Actually, there might be bald women in ESO. That doesn't count.
I think Will Smith has slapped the bald out of gaming.
Will Smith.
One single.
No more bald customization going forward.
He slapped the highlights out of her hair.
Or bald. There'll be like a warning that pops up if you want to make your character bald.
Yeah, you
And she's a
remember
woman.
when you used to load up the Call of Duty's game and it says press A if you'd like to skip this scene. It'll do that.
It'll be so
It'll be-
controversial
it'll be
that
very
they'll like give an
controversial, yeah.
option to
Yeah.
get to make it so
to
you can
skip
skip
it
it.
so you can skip bald.
It'll be yeah. You want blood in the game? Nah. Swearing? Nah. Bald women? Yeah. It'll be on like the section of options.
There's going to be a Skyrim mod that makes all the women bald. That'll be a thing. Someone will do that.
You know what's funny is, David, you said this right before the show. In less than 15 seconds, he completely changed the entire persona of his
Of Will Smith.
career.
His
right?
perception.
I actually really like Will Smith. He is. I think he has worked hard to earn that Academy Award that he won. And I actually watched the movie about King Richard. It was actually a really good movie. But anyway,
Yeah, I hear it's really good.
Yeah, so he worked really hard to win his award, and then in 15 seconds, no one's gonna remember him for that award. They're just gonna remember the slap.
The slap.
Slap heard round the world.
Slap
Yeah.
heard around the,
Yeah.
heard around the world. The best meme that I saw too was another good one was it was him slapping Chris Rock, and it said I got in one little fight.
Mom got
My mom
scared.
got scared. Said you're moving to live with your auntie and uncle in Bel Air.
I've seen. You should see the Elden Ring ones. What they do is they've green screened Will Smith walking up to the bosses and slapping them.
Yeah, there's some really good ones. There's some really
The
good
meme
ones.
game is strong with people.
Chris-
What I saw was an award show from like 20 2003, and they just changed like everything so it's a kid's show, and then he comes up and smacks it. It's fantastic. It's so good.
But really, Chris Rock really did handle that well.
Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah, he was. I like Chris Rock.
Oh,
God,
that's
one
funny.
little fight. Oh man.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a great question. How does it affect gaming?
Captain Obvious, great question. Thank you very much for writing in. These are the kind of quality questions that you can write in every single week over on youtube.com/XoneBros. Again, come support us over there. Thank you, Captain Obvious. Let's jump into the first story of the week, which I want to do is Game Pass Family. It looks like it's coming out. Jez Corden dropped this over on WindowsCentral.com. Here's what he has to say about. He just says it looks like the Family Game Pass, family version, Family Edition, I guess you would call it, is coming. He says, from our information, paying on a higher tier for an Xbox Game Pass Family plan will net access for 5 players for games across the entire library and will be far cheaper than paying for separate Xbox Game Pass accounts as is necessary today. So what do you think that price is going to be? 5?
Well, David, I hope it's a good price.
That's a good hot.
Or else I'm gonna slap someone.
All you do is like the price of 5.
We should use that for. Or else
know.
I'm
Hey,
gonna slap someone.
I think when that comes out, we should get the family plan.
No, yeah, of course. I think, and we still have 2 slots left.
We have 2 slots left. Yeah.
Heck yeah!
No, I think that would be really
If
good.
the price is right.
If the price is right.
Well, what do you do is in your pricing structure? Do you go the price of 5 individual accounts for the price of 4, or the price
I think you
of
do
3?
it for like
you know what I mean?
the price of 3.5.
The price of 3.5.
Yeah, because you have to make it appealing.
Yeah.
You know.
And does this include Game Pass Ultimate?
Well,
As
they'll
a family.
probably have. It's Microsoft we're dealing with. They're probably going to have the 3 and then the 3 within the 3. There's going to be a lot of options here that are going to confuse. There's going to be the Ultimate, the Premium, the Home Edition.
Yeah.
The Pro.
The Pro, yeah, exactly.
Enterprise.
Business
Edition, Enterprise.
yeah.
The Business
You
Enterprise.
do have to be in the same country. He did say that.
Oh, so here's the question. I understand the country. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense to me. Are they going to do we have to be within the same household, or are they going to start to screw us like Netflix?
Well, I don't think so. Because they already have what it's called Microsoft 365, which they have a family plan for.
And that's everywhere. Yeah.
And that's everywhere. I
Okay, cool,
think this is probably going to be similar to that.
Cool.
Which
just for the record, I'm very unhappy with.
Have a different IP and still use that.
Just for the record, I'm very unhappy with Netflix's new stuff that they're going to roll out.
Yeah, that's pretty dumb.
like
I
3
think I'll
podcasts in a
probably
row.
be canceling mine.
Oh, really? Because wait, what is
Well,
their?
they're
what's
already
their-
the most expensive
Wait,
one
what's
out there.
their rule? What's the new?
You can't
thing?
password share. So they're gonna it sounds like they're gonna have an algorithm that determines whether you're
The algorithm
password
is an
sharing.
IP.
Yeah, it's basically gonna say like, wait a minute, this house is watching it, and then this house 10 miles away is watching it. They're password sharing, charge them more money.
Which is funny because why would they have given us profiles?
Yeah, why don't they just say? Why don't they just say, okay, what do you have? 5 profiles on there right now?
Yeah.
Just take away 1 or 2 and say 3. You know what I mean? Like
But
that's
the
the
thing
other
is,
way to solve it.
The
without,
thing is
but that-
Netflix is already the
I would be pissed with
most
that too.
Netflix is already the most
how much
expensive.
does Netflix? I don't even have Netflix. I use my sister's.
I
I
think
think it's like $24 a month
I
for
gotta
what my
check.
sister pays for.
that much?
I pay the. I wanted the shows
It's
in
like
4K.
cable. I could get cable for that almost.
No, you can't. No, David. Let's be real. I mean, YouTube TV is
Maybe
like
maybe
$80
it's
a
because
month.
we
Yeah, that
use
pisses me off too because it used to be like 40.
Yeah.
we use our sister's. Maybe it's 17 she pays, but it goes up all the time. She started out paying like 12.
That angers me too.
Well, no, yeah. Why would they give us profiles if they weren't planning? If they weren't like, you know what? You know what I mean?
think it's
Like,
17.
profiles is like a thing to share your password with other people.
yeah.
That's
See,
so you don't screw up.
so
your
no,
own
it is 20. So I think she pays
premium?
for the premium.
What does
one.
premium get you? 4K?
4K. That's what I have premium because I mean,
But
4K. I have
with
4K
their
TVs.
with
Come on.
their new plan, it's probably going to be 30. Because how dare you share with your family?
It's an interesting move. I find it interesting. I mean, even like YouTube for our YouTube channel and things like that, they have like guidelines to help, grow audiences and stuff like that. They say don't take away features
On the memberships.
On the memberships.
Yeah, only add to them.
Only add to them.
Don't restrict. Don't restrict.
This is a move to take away features.
In chat, which is, Beast is saying, and he's right. It's because my sister talks about it all the time because she's even been thinking about canceling because it goes up $2 like every 3 months. It goes up all the time. I don't know who their accountants are.
So Psychotic makes a good point. He says they need to drop it like $10 and then make each profile after that like a $5 add-on. So you pay per profile. That's a smart way to do it.
See, there you go. Yeah. But see,
that's
you're
a Blizzard move.
But now, but see, what's hard is people. What's hard now is people are so used to your system. So even I think any change is going to upset people. You just have to do the change that upsets them the least.
Well, what
password sharing, I think, is a little much. In my opinion, although me and Netflix are already on rocky grounds, I did get about a year free from them.
I don't know what they
when
have.
They were on their email system.
I mean, because you can just cancel willy-nilly, right? It's not a contract like cable.
No, it's still.
What do they have that will keep me on months?
So I have been. My wife and I were thinking of getting our own profile because there is a lot of good shows on Netflix.
Yeah.
I think they actually probably do some of the best. Them and HBO Max, I think, are the two top.
Yeah, but I've already seen them.
Yeah, now once you watch them, you're just waiting for the next ones to come out anyway.
So
you know what I
mean? Buy it for a month and then be like, nope.
Yeah. So
I don't know. I find that an anti-consumer move.
No, I do too,
and I don't like it.
Well, have they plateaued? Because what are they at? Like 200 million? I think they're at 200 million subscribers or something. Like, have they plateaued?
I don't know.
Or 20? Are they at 200 or 20 million? No,
what's their audience?
It actually sounds like
the world.
Just
because there's a lot. There's billions of people, David.
It actually seems like our chat is everybody's kind of in agreement. Like Netflix, because I think Netflix is the highest priced out of all of the streaming services.
Well, that's unfortunate because I was looking forward to.
They used to be like the only game in town, but they're not anymore.
Yeah, so their solution to that was raise our prices.
You know, let's just raise our prices. Yeah, people have money now. Gas is really cheap.
Yeah, gas is. Yeah. Let's raise our prices when everything else is going up.
Yeah, this is perfect.
We could just say we need to use the fuel to ship our content.
Yeah, don't you know that it takes gas to
ship
data bits go through the air?
So Family Plan, Windows Central closes and says we're not sure exactly when all of this will be announced, but it
probably
does,
an E3 thing.
It does seem as though Microsoft is writing up to make this public in the relatively near future. Yeah, it's rumored that they're going to do an E3 style event in June. I bet you that's when they launch
what
it.
I would really like to see, and the Family Plan is exciting because we can jump on it. I think I talked about this last week. I actually just purchased a second Xbox for my house for my 2 kids, and I was thinking about buying Game Pass for their profile because they have their own profile now, and this might actually be the solution to that, depending on how much it costs. But what I really want them to do is I wish they would sell their Game Pass stuff in yearly chunks.
Yeah, not for sure.
What is it?
Not
just
3 months?
3 months.
3 months. It's quarterly.
I wish they would just do it.
Well, they might. They might now that PlayStation has a year option.
True. It really is like a drug dealer's offering. It's like I'm not going to give you a lot now. You have to keep coming back.
Yeah, it is.
Every 3 months,
trickle it out.
Yeah,
trickle it out.
It's like the old Nintendo Wii when it told you to stop playing because you've been playing too much. It was like, hey, go outside.
Well, I mean, Guild Wars did that. I saw that message. Yeah. You have been playing for 33 hours. What? I got to stop and shower.
Please go outside.
Please go outside. Oh, man.
With that, PlayStation did announce this week their subscription service, PlayStation Plus. So they're getting rid of they're basically getting rid of PS Now, and it's becoming PlayStation Plus.
I would think of it as the next evolution of PS Now. It's essentially being combined with everything.
Yeah. Now they have PlayStation Plus Essentials, Extra, and Premium, and your benefits go up from there. Basically, it just means more games. For instance, and then there's additional little benefits there. So you get 2 monthly downloadable games with Essentials. With Extra, you get additional
stuff,
additional games from the PS4 and PS5.
You get the up to 400 additional
and they're downloadable for play. So a lot of their library is going to be stream only, and so that's where that comes from. And then with Premium, you get even more games, and then your PS3 games
you get an additional 340 games that you can download or play through streaming
back market, as well as time-limited game trials, which sound like time-limited game trials for obviously for brand new games.
Yeah.
That's probably. That's like EA's 10 hours.
Can I jump in here real quick?
Plans for the top plan is $17.99 a month. Onto the premium, $14.99 for their mid tier, and then for their base, it's $9.99. So very similar to Game Pass.
Yeah. So here's my opinion on it. I think it's good overall. I like their streaming service. I think this is them, just jumping into the space. The only thing I don't like, I like their tiers. I think options are good, and you can kind of fit to your plan, whether that be budget or how you play games. The only thing I don't like is the difference between Essential and between Extra and Premium, the two top ones.
Yeah.
So Extra, Mark, if you pause it right there, adds a catalog of up to 400 games. Premium adds another 340 games. I don't like the split between games. What I would rather see, and this is the next part that I wish they would do, I'd like to see all those games, the 340 that you get from Premium, I'd like to see those in Extra, and then what Premium does for you is give you day and date, the day one, like the new God of War, stuff like that. Because none of the new PlayStation Studio games are coming out day and date on this.
Yeah,
service.
like Defenestrator says, you have to basically go all in to get the PS3 games.
Yeah.
You want to know? I think it's inevitable that PlayStation is going this direction. I personally think it's going to be inevitable that they go more in the direction of Game Pass in the future. This really does seem like they're just, kind of, let's do this so that we can say we have it. I think, Jordan, you said that before the show, and I agree with that because the key thing that's missing, here, a couple of things are missing. It's super complicated. Like, those benefits are not clear. Going from one to the next one to the next one. Like, what games are available? What games are not available? What are the bonus games that I'm getting? What are the bonus games? What are the games that I'm missing?
Where it gets confusing for me, and maybe they explained it, I just didn't understand it. It sounds like the 340 games that are added to the premium edition.
Yeah, premium.
Which how do they decide what, obviously there's going to be games added to this in the future. How do they decide, okay, this is going to be a premium game, this one's going to be for the plus, you know what I mean? How do they decide which games are going where? That's why, like I said, I would rather see all the games in the plus, and then what premium gives you is day one releases.
Plus extra.
Plus all the previous.
Because we have Essential, Extra, and Premium.
So I think you should get all 4, 5, 6, all 740 games in plus extra, and then premium. The only difference between premium and extra is in premium, you get day one releases. I think that would be a dominant.
A better
I don't want. Yeah, I probably shouldn't say dominant, but a way better tier system and much more appealing
to the Game Pass.
Yeah.
I think it's just confusing. I think is the number one. Like, it's not clear to me what the different levels are. Granted, I'm not a PlayStation guy, so maybe if you have PS Now, you understand this more. But the biggest mistake to me, and the thing that they're gonna eventually have to answer for, is day one, brand new games on their subscription service. Before we get to that, though, Eric Johnson, aka Rescue Rick, did drop some super chats. He says, with the new PlayStation model, should Xbox phase out Gold or roll it into the lowest tier of Game Pass? And it's actually it's inevitable. They're going to roll Gold into Game Pass.
I think we said that a little. We said that.
Yeah, there's been lots of rumors. In fact,
I think it's eventually going to happen.
Even this week, Brad Sams, who's a journalist, says that he's heard from his sources that Microsoft is trying to find ways to combine Xbox Live Gold and Game Pass. I think it's inevitable. Gold is archaic. It doesn't make sense anymore. It'll just be combined eventually, I think. But great question, Rescue Work, and thank you very much for that super chat.
I think they tried to do that, and there was a lot of backlash.
Well, no, remember what they tried to do was
they were going to raise the price,
and then grandfather people in.
Yeah.
That's what they were going to do.
So you just got to find a better way to do it,
which is foolish. Now on
then the internet Will Smithed it.
Yeah, they slapped it.
They slapped him. Now here's before we get into on Game Pass, you do get games day one, brand new games. All their first party titles are coming to Game Pass. PlayStation came out and said no. Now over at GamesIndustry.biz, here's what they say about it, and Jim Ryan, the CEO, actually talked about it. Games Industry says Sony's new PS Plus subscription offerings boast online multiplayer access, hundreds of PS4 and PS5 games, streaming retro titles, and game trials. But what it doesn't include, unlike its main competitor, are new first-party games that launch in the service at the same times as they come out at retail. Jim Ryan said, quote, "We feel like we are in a good virtuous cycle with the studios where the investment delivers success, which enables yet more investment, which delivers yet more success. We like that cycle, and we think our gamers like that cycle." He continues, "In terms of putting our own games into this service or any of our services upon their release, as you well know, this is not a road that we've gone down in the past, and it's not a road that we're going to go down with this new service. We feel if we were to do that with the games that we make at PlayStation Studios, that virtuous cycle will be broken. The level of investment that we need to make in our studios would not be possible, and we think the knock-on effect on the quality of games that we make would not be something that gamers want."
Yep. I disagree with the last statement, but I appreciate his honesty.
Sure.
This system works for them, and they're going to keep going with it.
Yeah, I think
that's what I got.
I think you can translate this as everybody wants our first-party titles, and they'll pay for them, and as long as they'll do that, we won't include them in our subscription
Exactly,
service.
that's exactly what I think it is, and I'm not mad that they're doing that. It's working for them. I mean, I bought the latest Horizon Forbidden West, and it's a fantastic game.
Yeah.
I mean, it's worth the money. I don't like that it's $70, but it's a good game. But no. That last statement, I mean, obviously it's a PR statement. If you add your first-party games to this new service, I don't think that'll make the next Horizon any worse of a game. I think that's the studios. You have top-tier studios that make good games.
Yeah, spicy.
Whether you put
I agree with Jordan 100%. He's dead on.
Whether you
Changing their if they were to make the change, like put those titles in, it fundamentally changes their model. And I don't think PlayStation, I've said this before in previous shows, I don't think PlayStation wants to do that. They may need to. I don't know. I'm not smart enough to know that. But it has worked in the past.
The only way they'll need to, let's be honest, is if Game Pass crushes them in numbers. If Game Pass is the success that Microsoft thinks it can be, then Sony will need to move.
But still,
change their model.
But see, exclusivity with PlayStation is what sells the console.
Yeah, that's a good point. But I mean, like Jordan said, that $70 price at some point
sucks.
It does become a question about value.
Sure, but the value is the games you play. I mean, Spider-Man, God of War, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There's a lot of games that you can only play on their console, and that is their model. And it has worked in the past, and it will work. I think it'll still work going forward. They may be dwarfed in numbers. It may be it may not compare. Scale is the word.
Yeah.
As far as what Microsoft plans, their vision is extremely, almost infinitely scalable. With a subscription service. So that may or may not be the right move for PlayStation. But like I said, it has worked in the past. You can only play their games on their console. Games sell consoles. Mm-hmm. So I think it should still work. I just don't know if it'll be at the scale that Microsoft plans on going.
Yeah,
that's all.
Yeah.
I don't think PlayStation would ever disappear unless they make a console that overheats and has a red ring around it.
And even then,
and even then, yeah. So, anyways, I just think PlayStation, like I said in the past, this is their model, and that statement is, we're not going to be changing our model, fellas.
Oh yeah, the statement is as long as we make money, doing it this way, and we have games that you want, you are going to pay for those games, and we know it.
And I agree with Jordan 100%. Those last two sentences were incorrect.
It was And I actually like. Yeah, it's nothing against Jim Ryan. I think that statement was fine, but it was just a PR excuse.
Yeah,
sure. You know what I mean.
Good developers are going to make good games.
Okay, so let's get into
hopefully.
let's get into the prophecy game here. Jordan the Man, long term, does Game Pass do well enough to force? Does Game Pass beat PlayStation ultimately, or does PlayStation's model win the day?
As they stand right now, and I'm not just saying this because I like Xbox. I do think Xbox is superior because of what it offers. So, the high end, the Game Pass Ultimate.
The $17.99, is it $17.99 a month?
Yeah, Game Pass Ultimate. what you're getting. What you had it pulled up earlier. What is it a year? Let's talk in yearly numbers. What was Game Pass Ultimate a year? 180 or something like that, compared to PlayStation's, which is 120.
Oh, did I have it?
You had it pulled up. Yeah, you had the 3 tiers pulled up. We had the yearly things. Anyway. But the thing is what you got to look at what you're getting. So, for example, on the Game Pass side, you're getting day one releases from Microsoft, which the last few day one releases have been really good. Halo's campaign, we can all say, is really good. We're frustrated with the multiplayer and the live service part, but the campaign was really good. We got it through Game Pass. Forza was incredible. Before that, you had we have Gears, and then you have another game that was great. The one that I got mad that came
Last of Us?
because I bought it. No, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Sorry. I was thinking.
I know that one's not a Game Pass or an Xbox original, but you're getting top tier games on this service. I think what really sells Game Pass Ultimate is the day one stuff, the inclusion of gold, which I know PlayStation has, but the big thing is the PC stuff that you get with it. PC Game Pass or Game Pass for PC, because I got Total War day one.
Yeah.
Total War Warhammer 3 day one on the PC, downloaded it, played it. Really fun game.
Beautiful.
And I think games like Gears Tactics plays better on PC than the console.
Age of Empires, Flight Simulator. Flight Simulator is on the console now, but when it first came out, it was just for PC, and it was available through Game Pass.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Day one. I mean, I think that's where their model dominates, is the fact that they have all their first-party day ones, and then the fact that you get that whole PC suite with your Xbox.
Yeah, I agree. I just think subscription service, we have it
scales better than the other.
Scales better, yeah. I think that PlayStation no doubt has a successful model, and that's why they're not moving, and I don't blame them for not moving. I do think moving to a quality subscription service it's inevitable. I think every other medium in our life. Do you pay for music anymore? No. Does anyone pay for individual CDs anymore?
Sometimes I get on Amazon and buy certain things, but that's for work.
Yeah, or if you do, it's like a collector's vinyl. You know what I mean?
Sure. Okay, that's
special
fair.
edition type of thing. But music has gone subscription. Yeah. Movies and television have gone subscription. It's only natural, I think, that gaming goes that direction, and the value is just undeniable. I also think with what might also speed it up is how long are we on, with these crazy gas prices, with if we go into a recession, how does that affect people's willingness to buy $70 games? Yeah. How much does it affect people's willingness to pay $200 for a Series S, saving $100 and getting subscriptions for their children instead of having to buy games?
See, the risk, I guess the risk that PlayStation has is as soon as they make a crappy game, that's where it hurts them.
You can't ever fail.
The subscription service fundamentally bypasses that risk, because you have
some will hit, some will miss.
So I'll go to the other one. If they make if God of War Ragnarok just tanks, if it's a Cyberpunk 2077, I hope it isn't. I don't want it to be, but let's say that happens. That's the risk PlayStation has on their traditional strategy that they're trying to do. So PlayStation needs to make great games because that is their whole strategy. You can only play those games on PlayStation, and if those games suck, that's when they're gonna hurt. Yeah. So the subscription probably could. I mean, you could argue that is the superior, mode strategy because it
gives you leeway.
It gives you leeway on misses. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Whereas. And luckily, I mean, those games, Horizon, those games are great games.
I mean, their track record this last generation has been delivered. Yeah. Great games.
They've done. I think they take a little longer. Like God of War is on like a 9-year cycle. I don't know. Well, I guess if you have the PSP versions, you have those in between 3.5 games,
side missions.
Yeah, they come out sooner, but. They come out with great games. As soon as it misses, that's when PlayStation gets hurt. So but they don't miss most of the time.
Yeah,
with their AAA,
they do really
exclusives.
well. Their first party studios.
Yeah.
So the thing that I think makes Game Pass a great value is you got to think of all the little things. So yes, both services have backwards compatibility, but Microsoft has implemented that auto HDR, that FPS boost, that affects those 360 games that allow you to play them at higher frame rate. They have a lot of little stuff that add to the service that I think is great. So I don't know. I like that PlayStation is doing this. I think they're doing this just to
say we have something.
Yeah, I don't.
It's a filler. It's a filler.
I really don't think this is necessarily meant to. Well, I mean, I guess
convert
it can,
people.
Yeah, or compete with Game Pass necessarily. I think if you have PlayStation Plus, you're going to get one of these. I'm probably going to sign up for one.
Sure.
You're going to get the one that gives you cloud storage for your saved games, right?
That's the regular.
That's funny that's a bullet point.
I'll probably
that should be a pretty common thing.
Yeah. I'll probably get the highest one just because
because that's how he rolls.
Yeah.
Well, because you gotta.
I'm like that episode of Frasier where they're like, "There's a platinum door.
There's a platinum door. We
Wait,
need the platinum.
We need
door.
the platinum." But
good discussion. It is going to be interesting to see how it all plays out and how it all comes down. Jordan, let's talk a little bit about Halo multiplayer.
Yeah. Did you see they
quote.
came out on was it Reddit where they posted? And anyway, about basically the studio is also upset that they're not delivering content as fast as they would like. They're trying to essentially focus on core things that they need to fix that are very important, and then the team is also focused on getting season 2 out. Basically, they essentially share the frustration of the fans.
Yeah,
which there's some frustration.
Yeah, what is the primary frustration?
No content for a live service game.
That's a pretty big.
The way you said that was hilarious.
Look, I think Halo Infinite has done a lot of things right. Has done a lot of things right. The campaign was solid. I really enjoyed the campaign. Say what you will about it, I think it was a step in the right direction, and I think most Halo people that enjoyed the old style Halos 1 through 3 really found a lot of enjoyment out of this one. It wasn't perfect. There was things I wish they wouldn't do, like introduce a character that means literally nothing, and then get rid of them later. Light spoilers. Sorry.
Light spoiler.
Yeah. Anyway. But when it comes to multiplayer and gameplay, I think this is the best modern Halo we've had. I really liked. I did like the gameplay of Halo 5, but it was Anyway, this feels like classic Halo. This feels like what Halo 3 would feel like if it was built today, and that's why I really like it. The problem is their Battle Pass system, I think, was a huge oversight on how they leveled up. There's just There's just a lot of things that you're sitting there 6 years and you did what?
Well,
and that's kind of not fair to say because I understand the difficulties of making a game, but when a game launches after 6 years and it's hyped up and it's a Halo game, because there is a difference. This isn't just some new IP that might
podunk Battlefield 24-24.
Well, that was
this is Halo.
There was no. There's a difference between
this isn't Anthem, people.
There's a difference between Microsoft saying, hey, we're trying out this new IP, go at it, and your flagship title. Like Halo is the reason Xbox is here.
Amen.
This is your Halo game, and in my opinion, this game, Gears of War, Forza, those big names should have all hands on deck.
Go ahead.
I'm just saying the frustration is. We wait 6 years for a new Halo game. We get a new Halo game. There's very limited modes. There's the only progression system is the Battle Pass. And look, I'm not trying to be mean, but how hard is it just to even add a number next to your name? Level 1, level 2, level 3. You know what I mean?
Well,
Just
if you didn't implement it in the first place, it's
but
probably pretty difficult.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Why were we not thinking to implement that stuff?
So counter argument.
Counterpoint.
To be clear, I agree with everything he just said. But I would, if I were to choose whether or not to have content or have the game feel like Halo, feel balanced, have great gameplay, have the fundamental what the game is be great, I would choose that. However, they did have 6 years. I get that. But I think their focus probably was on not having a broken game like Master Chief Collection.
Yeah. No, and that's great. And I think that's the reason players are still around and players are still.
It's good.
Yeah,
I'm
not knocking on the game. I think the campaign was fantastic. The gameplay is solid. This is the best feeling Halo game since Halo 3, in my opinion. I really like the gameplay. The problem is
no content.
Yeah.
Well, and it's obvious there's no content when you have your first event. The Tenrai, was it called the Tenrai event?
Yeah. There was only let us do 2 challenges.
Yeah, 2
you can
how you get the XP is that's. But I mean, out of the 10 things that you got, I think 3 of them were actually items that you could unlock as you went along.
The rest were things to use in the other battle pass.
They were XP boosts, and they were things that just. They weren't event-worthy items, which those were flags right off the bat that they are lacking in content.
I love the game, but I've never been a fan of the way their battle pass system worked. David tried to convince me one time; it didn't work. I really don't like the way they've done their battle pass.
It was a Tuesday.
Yeah,
it was a Tuesday.
It was raining.
I don't think I was. I was convincing. I could see. What I was saying is I can see what they're trying to do, and if they could tweak it and nail it, then I think it would work.
Yeah.
The problem is they've not tweaked it and nailed it.
No.
It's like when you go to hit a nail and it goes crooked on you, and you keep hitting it.
Well, yeah,
and it doesn't go in properly.
What is happening?
With that Reddit, the Reddit post that we're talking about, it was an employee basically, like an AMA.
No. It was their. It was Sketch. He's their lead community manager,
and he was.
I believe he posted it on Reddit.
Basically, the vibe I got from when I read those things was, we're trying. It's just really hard to make. Content faster. That's what I got out of that. It's just really hard to make content faster. And Jordan, your point is, well, what have you been doing for the last 6 years, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if the game, I think we've been spoiled because of games like Fortnite that just come out and they're like, they just come out with content so quickly and turn around events so fast.
And Fortnite's an extreme example. I'm not even saying Fortnite's last week we talked about why not drop a new map that is based on the TV show. You know what I mean? Perfect opportunity. Why not have a little maybe 5 or 10 items that are gear or are themed from the TV show for last week, just a little event like that. Perfect opportunity, and it was just, it's just the live service isn't there, and I get this is the first time they've done it. They're learning. I get that the development cycle probably wasn't the smoothest, and they've done a lot of stuff. They've done a lot of good stuff, and I'm not knocking on the development team. I think 343 is going in the right direction. I think the fans and the players of Halo just need to see something.
Well, I think,
and I think I think a lot of it is hanging on Season 2.
I think Season 2 is definitely what they're waiting for. Now, if they nail it in Season 2, all is forgiven.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, so I still played the game here and there, but I haven't. I mean, been playing other games like Elden Ring and stuff. But when I finished the Battle Pass, I kind of fell off. It wasn't my go-to every night game. Because once the Battle Pass is done, the game is fun, and I still play it and enjoy it and have a good time with friends. But once I finished the Battle Pass, there was just, I don't know. I need a little bit more progression, and that's where I think something like the tier system from Master Chief Collection or even a number would come in handy. But I just, they've done good updates to help make the game more solid. Like they finally added new modes, but I think they. I'm going to say this, and this may be controversial.
I'm going to zoom in. There you go.
And it may, people may not like it, but I think that Battle Pass, which it sounds funny to say this because all Battle Passes are, but this one very in particular, I think this Battle Pass was 100 from the ground up designed to make you pay a lot of money for those challenge swaps. And that was the thought process going into this Battle Pass, and that's why it suffered.
Yeah.
I don't think it was, hey, let's throw in a Battle Pass and, make it fun. I think it was, the thought was, how can we min-max the money from this Battle Pass?
Yes. For those of you listening, Spicy lost it and me a little bit. Jordan kept it together, though, but basically on YouTube chat, some Yahoo came in, a spam bot saying to just go to a specific
You don't have to-
website
and take care of things.
perform some bodily acts on yourself, and so we banned them. And Defenestrator.
That is one of
made
the
us lose it.
funniest things I've ever seen
Yeah,
you say.
Defenestrator, after we banned him, said, "Oh man, that reminds me. I knew I had one more thing on my list to do."
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Arctic Storm dropped a super chat and says, "At least they aren't tanking as bad as the Halo show."
Yeah, no, but I think the core gameplay and what they did with that core gameplay is holding the game right now.
Well,
and that's what makes that game fun.
One step that they can do that I think would be fairly easy, this is a guy looking on the outside in, is to just make a growing logo next to your name with a number, 1 to 50, for example, that says how long you've played the game.
Yeah.
And then after 50 you can quote unquote prestige.
Yeah.
Which, it goes from a bronze logo to now a silver logo, and it gets prettier.
Yeah.
And that right there will get your core gamers a chance to, when there's no content, actually still in their brains consider, I'm still progressing my profile, my name tag, my name badge, and people can see how badass I am because I have put 500 hours into this game.
Yeah. Well, and what I would love
That's a quick fix.
What I would love to see is more, and I think another, again, somewhat easy thing to implement is 50 headshots with the BR gets you a specific skin.
Yeah.
50 headshots with the assault rifle. 50
task-oriented.
50 backsmacks with the assault rifle gets you a specific, stuff like that. Call of Duty, I think, does that really good. Now, I don't think you should be Call of Duty.
Sure.
But I think Call of Duty does stuff like that very well. And I think that could have been something that they implement, and something they still can implement. I think, like you said, David, we're all waiting for Season 2 to see what happens. If Season 2 is as dry as Season 1, Microsoft needs to make adjustments in that studio. And
Sure,
I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm saying that because, in my opinion, what Halo is to your brand, they should have whatever they need, always, all the time.
Agreed.
They need an idea guy. They need a guy with that walks around and just writes things on the board.
Kenny. His name's Kenny.
Kenny.
Yeah.
They need Kenny to go in and be like, you know what? Let's do this, and then he keeps walking. Let's do this because they have an excellent team of like the fundamental game engine. They have a great game. It plays well. It does well. But now to keep these gamers hooked, they need an idea guy.
Yeah. Agreed.
And
Kenny.
other stuff they've been doing good is I do appreciate their transparency with the community. I mean, don't get me wrong, I really like Joseph Staten, I really like Sketch. I like that they brought these guys in, and I in my opinion, I think a lot of the good stuff we have is due to leadership from Joseph Staten and other people that they've brought in. Tom French, I think, is really good over on the I believe anyway. I think they have good people in place. I don't know what it is, whether they need the resources. Microsoft needs to make adjustments to let that studio do what they need to do. But anyway, I hope Season 2 isn't as dry as Season 1. I want this game to succeed because the fundamental gameplay loop is solid. They just need to add that stuff and be a live service game.
Yeah, Dieter Pinklage in chat says, Kenny, the guy with the dry erase board.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Well, and what's great about a live service games is this is actually one of the only mediums you can actually throw stuff at the wall and see if it works, because since you're live service,
it.
Fortnite literally just, let's take out building.
Yeah.
Oh, it worked. We'll keep it in.
What we should do, we should have a concert in the game.
They like it.
All right, it worked. Yeah, all right, let's do it.
Let's do it again. Just what's nice about live service games is you can't have those. Fortnite does it through the limited time modes. They don't take anything away. They just say, hey, we threw this in there. Go crazy with it. And some of it works, some of it doesn't.
Yeah. Let's take some questions before we move on. Before we move into questions, Crusader Kings 3, everybody. It is on Game Pass. Hey. I was actually logged in. I logged in late last night, laying in bed, and I was going to just build my kingdom from my bedroom. But there was an 8 gig day one update. So, I wasn't able to
say that again. Build your kingdom.
Build my kingdom
from your
bed.
bedroom.
Yeah. Build my kingdom from my bed. That should be a shirt.
I built my kingdom from my bedroom.
Crusader Kings. You should make that a shirt. Be great. No, I'm very excited for that. The other one is the Weird West game that came out that I showed you guys a few weeks ago.
Yes.
I'm very much looking forward to jumping on that.
Wasn't that a Devolver Digital?
Devolver Digital,
publisher?
baby. Very much looking forward to jumping in on that as well. Let's take a question from Mr. Fripp. He doesn't really have a question, more of a statement / action. If you've broken a controller because of Elden Ring, raise your hand.
I have actually not.
Oh.
I haven't either.
Oh. Yeah. So no raised hands here.
To be fair.
I've tossed my controller like this, like,
To be fair, I am, for the most part, I have a 2-month-old child in my arms as I'm playing.
Yeah. Oh, that's dangerous, man.
So, and I even told Jordan, what was it, last night or the night before? I can't remember.
Yeah.
I was just like, you know what, Jordan? I'm getting a little angry. I'm going to stop playing.
Yeah, I'm holding a child.
I'm holding a child that I love. I'm just going to stop. It's not a good idea for me to keep going on this one.
The child serves as a shock absorber, says Dieter Pinklage. Exactly.
Yeah, I've tossed my controller a couple times out of frustration, but I did unlock all the achievements.
So I'm down to one controller too. So
so you're on.
So
your last...
I have to be like, I have to focus. I'm just like, you know what? I'm not going to break this controller. I need this.
Defenestrator asks, I was thinking of jumping into Crusader Kings. Is it worth the time investment? If you like, so if you're a Civilization guy and you think to yourself, man, I wish Civilization was even more complicated and deeper, then yes, Crusader Kings is for you. It's different. So in a game like Civilization, for instance, you play as a country. In Crusader Kings, think Oregon Trails meet Civilization meet Total War. And that is Crusader Kings. It is super, super crazy, deep, and intense. It's a 4X strategy game. So
4X.
4X.
Wait, what does that mean?
It means it's bigger than 3X.
It stands for like the abilities.
Better than triple X.
I knew it one time. It means so 3X.
So strategy.
So strategy games, like a Civilization, is like a 3X.
It's economy. It's like military or something. Is that what? Am I close?
It's hold on. No, I'll tell you.
Oh,
yeah, you break it down. It is.
I think you've told me this before. And
I forget where they have. Oh, modern definition. Here we go.
You want me to pull it up? I can pull it up. The stream. So it's actually. It looks like you're in Wikipedia. I can go there. I can do that.
Yeah. So in particular, 4X games offer detailed control over an empire's economy, while other strategy games simplify this in favor of combat-focused gameplay. So it's that extra.
So like StarCraft would be a 3X strategy because you're not raising taxes on your citizens. You're just collecting minerals and focusing on, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Whereas, would Civilization be a 4X then? Because you are like diving
to my
deep into the
understanding,
economy.
Civilization is only. Oh, I guess it is
explore, a 4X. Expand, exploit, and exterminate. Is that what that's? That's what I have.
Perhaps.
It's on Wikipedia, it says 4X. I mean, I'm going to put it on the screen so people can see that I'm not lying. Look at 4X.
I have it up too.
Is this the one you're on?
Yeah, that's what I'm on.
Yeah, right at the top.
Oh, right there. Yeah, it's right there in the parentheses.
Explore, expand, exploit, and exterminate.
Yeah, so
that should be a T-shirt.
So anything that doesn't have all 4 of those, but it's 4 of those in detail. It's not just like, oh yeah, you can fight in our game. No, you can fight in detail.
Yeah,
still.
see, so it's emphasis placed upon economic and technological development as well of a range of military, non-military supremacy.
Yeah, basically you can do whatever you want.
Yeah. So if you can, like in Civilization, win around by converting everybody to Buddhism, it's a 4X game.
Guys, but this game is multiplayer as well. I would love to play this as
Which
multiplayer.
is what Jordan does to me when we play Civ.
We could intermarry our daughters to form strong alliances with each other. It would be cool. It's multiplayer.
And sons.
And sons.
Whatever you want to marry them to.
Whatever. Yeah,
actually, that's jumping back over to Civilization. That is the one strategy I hate losing to.
What?
Because by the time you realize it, it's too late. Religious victories.
Oh, yeah,
you can't stop it.
You're sitting there and you're like,
why did I just get converted?
Yeah, and you're like, oh,
why am I Christian now? What's going on?
You're like,
Jordan,
oh,
you idiot,
goodness.
stop! And it's like, bring.
That's
and then
like the worst loss.
You lose a major city.
Yeah,
and it just crushes your economy.
Well, and it's just there's no coming back from that. As soon as it starts, it's like a wave.
Well, and then if I kill the prophet, if he becomes a martyr that you have in my place,
yeah, you start to get angry. Like, okay, I'll just go kill that guy, and then the citizens
be caught. You can't be caught with your shoes off when Jordan is playing a faith build.
Yeah, that's like the worst one.
Deathlord Strong understands me. He says 4X in the bedroom. Good call. Exactly.
Dieter Pinklage, they've converted our children right under our noses.
Yeah, no, and it always takes you by surprise too. You're like, what are those missionaries doing there?
Well, they all hit at once.
Yeah, what is going on?
Because
you're literally trying to scramble your military. To like get rid of,
and they're like immune. You have to make your
opposing.
You have to make your own like acolytes to fight them, and then they become martyrs.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, like since your guys aren't as trained, they just get converted, and it's just
what's happening?
That's one of
okay. What city states can I take over real quick?
Yeah, that's one of the worst
to give me the plus faith that I need to combat.
And
this.
What's funny is as bad as it sounds, this is literally just a video game, people, but. When those religious people come in, you're looking to like bomb their capital city. Like, you need to act fast because once they take over, you're done.
Once you start hearing those chimes, your kids are converted.
Well, and it's not one of those. It's not. Yeah, it's not one of those things where it's like, shoot, he made it to space. Like that was a good game. It's like, are you kidding me? I wasted 4 hours and just got converted to Buddhism, and now I've lost.
It's very true.
Yeah. Or Christianity or whatever, they choose their religion to be.
Because there's always a prophet tough. There's always like a prophet or a missionary like walking around your lands.
And you're like, who cares?
Yeah, it's whatever.
Making my people better.
The nice thing is like there's notifications that say like David has just made the atomic bomb, or like it tells you. There's like one thing in Civilization. It says like you made like the I can't even remember, some temple or something, and you're like, okay, so Jordan's going for a faith, thing. No, that's it. Everything else is like because your mind's on other things. And then,
you missed that notification.
I know.
Watch out.
Which you don't care about. You're just like spamming next.
How it hits you is you're like, for example, your empire is Christian, and then all of a sudden over to like the city on the border, you see the Buddhism symbol, and you're like, whoa. Wait a minute. And then that's when everything, like, you have to re-scramble your whole strategy.
You're like, damn, I was building up a military.
Well, I know. And you have to you have to kill them quick. But then even then.
And for some reason in that game, peace always wins out over raw power.
Residual Christianity, it keeps going.
That is too funny. Yeah. Okay, last question of the day. M. Kruger writes in and says, I'm coming back from a year-long gaming hiatus after the adoption of our daughter. Currently, I'm loving Forza Horizon 5, but what did I miss? So, from each of us, let's give him one title over the last year that is a must-check out for M. Kruger. Also, congratulations on the adoption, M. Kruger.
You're probably going to take my game, Jordan.
Halo?
Oh, no, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Halo Infinite. I know we have our criticisms
campaign.
of the live service aspect, but the campaign and the campaign
about it.
No, the campaign and the multiplayer gameplay it's a solid game. It's really good, despite the criticisms we have for the live service stuff.
I'm gonna give my Guardians of the Galaxy came out of nowhere for me. It's an amazing
and it's
game.
on Game Pass now too.
I will say though. I know it's a recent game.
Say it.
I think this may be controversial. I don't know. I don't think it is. It's just my opinion, so who cares? I think Elden Ring is the greatest game that has ever been made, period.
It's really good.
I think a lot of people are feeling that way.
I think it is a masterpiece.
It's a contender.
No, in my opinion.
Nope, it's the best.
In my opinion, no game has ever come close to this level of depth and gameplay ability, replayability, everything about it. I think it's the best game ever made, period. And I'm a Souls fan, so maybe I'm completely biased, but
yeah, it's really good.
I think if you want to play a game, Elden Ring will take you a long time to play.
I will say a game that stays permanently installed on my Xbox for when I just want to relax and experience the world through the casualness of my own aeroplane. Microsoft Flight Simulator is a must download. If you've got the Series X particularly, I'd go check that out.
Yeah, very cool.
It's very relaxing. It's very fun. There's all kinds of updates all the time, all kinds of world updates that have been dropping. So it is huge, though. It's like 107 gigs.
Yeah, the world's a big place, man. The world, they update that thing.
The world is big.
Yeah, so. I'm just going to throw this in there. I'm going to say Civilization 6. That's on the Xbox. I think everybody should experience.
And it's actually really good on the Xbox.
I think everybody should experience losing to a faith build.
M. Kruger, welcome back to gaming, though, my friend. Thank you very much for that question. DJ Hero dropped a membership.
21 months.
21 months. What do we call this? Like an anniversary? A membership anniversary notification? Haven't been here in a long time. Miss you guys. DJ Hero, thank you very much. And thank you for all your support. That sexy Xticle for 21 months. And that does us for today, everybody. Yay. Thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you for being here. Don't say anything bad about bald women.
Yeah, that's what we. If you get anything from this show, that's what.
Bald women are off limits. You can talk about how they sleep with other men,
but you can't talk about.
But you can't talk about their hair,
or you'll get Will Smith. Oh man, what that was? Thank you, Will Smith. That's a funny meme.
Yeah. Thank you, Chris Rock and Will Smith, for that interaction. See you guys later.